Hey YouTube, it's CryptoOneStop coming to you guys from the Crypto Cave. This is a continuation of a previous video where I talk about various lending platforms. In this video, we're going to go ahead and finish that review off by talking about Celsius, Bitrue, and NEXO. Celsius was the first platform I used to lend out my digital assets and stablecoins. I'm a big fan of the platform. The CEO, Alex, he's at just about every conference out there. They're very engaged with the community. They're very community centered and oriented. If you send them a message, they respond very promptly, and they'd like to take communities input before, listing tokens. However, given the nuances amongst the different platforms, and also I wanted to diversify my holdings across multiple lending platforms rather than concentrate them into just one, because it mitigates your risk in case something happens to one of these platforms. Personally, I don't believe my funds are at a high risk, because most of these platforms, they custody the tokens or the digital assets with reputable people who specialize in securing your funds and keeping them safe. For example, Celsius custodies their clients' digital assets with Bitco. So does NEXO. And the other platforms, they custody with other people that are reputable. Also, Celsius, they offer the greatest variety of tokens to lend out. If you scroll down here to the bottom of the page, you'll see here they have a bunch of tokens for you to choose from. So again, this is the greatest variety you're going to see in this space, to my knowledge. And there's always other tokens that are in the pipeline. For example, they have EOS, Algo, which they plan to lend in the near future. Initially, it seemed like their focus was to add tokens that were stakeable or would be stakeable in the near future. But as you can see here, that's not all they do. They also offer tokens that are non-stakeable, like Zcash, Bitcoin, Ripple, and obviously the stable coins that they support. Another feature I like about the platform is that they're trying to add utility to the token, so basically increase the demand. And one of the utilities, for example, is earning interest. So you can actually lend out your CEL token, and you'll be eligible to earn compounded interest. Currently, the rate is at 3%. And if you wanted to see other utilities that they've added, you just have to look at come here to the CEL token page. And they're pretty transparent about the circulating supply, the amount that's locked up, the amount that's in their reserve, their treasury, the exchanges. And if you noticed on the previous page, they offer different rates. So the base rate everybody gets. But if you wanted the bonus rate, you would have to hold a certain percentage of CEL tokens. So for example, if 10% or more of the tokens that you own on the platform are CEL tokens, you get a bonus 30%. So whatever the rate is, imagine if it was 10%. That means you'd be earning 13% if you were a platinum member. And aside from that, there's other token utilities as well. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you can see here they're basically trying to test out the tokenomics model. And if you're interested in understanding the tokenomics model a little bit better and how I envision the whole tokenomics model is going to play out, I'll include a link to one of my articles in the description below. Personally, I feel like Celsius is on the right track by adding utility to the token. I mean, that's how you're going to, get people to buy it. The base yield that they offer at the moment, for example, for USD or USD stablecoins is 9.25%. That's pretty attractive, so even for people who are crypto agnostic. And to get them to buy CEL token, you're going to have to offer them very robust incentives. They're offering incentives to hold a token, and also they're offering incentives to buy more token, because as you buy more token, your bonus goes up. For example, take a look at my account. I need about 6,000 more CEL tokens to get to the next bonus level. So there's two things I can do. I can either buy CEL token to get there, or I can actually sell some of my digital assets or move them off the platform altogether. But regardless, I'm going to have to buy at least some. And I think their model is more equitable relative to other platforms. For example, MCO currently requires you to hold 500 MCO tokens to be eligible for the bonus rates. And so at today's price of $3.30, you would have to fork over about, $1,600-$1,700. With the Celsius, it doesn't matter if you own $100,000 worth of digital assets or if you own 1,000. You basically have to sell off 30% of your holdings to get the best rates. It doesn't matter if you're a whale or if you're a dolphin or if you're a small fish. Everybody is on equal footing when it comes to Celsius and their bonus rates. Now, before I show you guys my actual account and the interest I've been getting on a weekly basis, I want you guys to watch this clip real quick. It's Pomp interviewing the CEO of Blockfi, and he talks about the multiplier effect when it comes to buying digital assets and lending them out for interest.
For sure. And so as you're doing this, look, I personally have to say, not only are we investors in the company, but we're users of the product. And it's pretty damn cool to get paid the interest every month, right?
You don't even have to do anything.
Yeah. For me, I think part of the exciting part is it's not just getting paid interest, right? It would be one thing if I said, hey, I don't know, use a simple example, right? You put $100 in and I'm going to get paid over the course of that year, $6 in interest, but I'm not getting paid in dollars. I'm getting paid in the actual asset itself. And the framework that I use to think about why this is attractive is that when I get paid in Bitcoin, then if there's price appreciation, which I already expect to happen or am anticipating happening, that's my investment thesis, is that Bitcoin that I just received as interest should appreciate in value in the future as well. Right?
It's a return multiplier.
Yes.
So if I'm pretty sure you, like I did, opened up an interest account the day we had it available. I mean, I was account number 0000001, and Bitcoin was $3,000 at that time. So the interest that you earned during that time period where Bitcoin is 3K has now appreciated in value by a factor of almost 3x, and so your effective rate of return on those payments is more like 18%, 20%.
Because the math you're using, right, is let's just use round numbers. If you put an amount of money in, again $100, and in that very first payment you received $1 a month, right? And those aren't the right numbers, but let's just use them for easy numbers. So my $100 is the deposit. I received $1 a month. That'd be 1% interest rate per month.
Yep.
That $1 of interest was paid in Bitcoin. If the price 3x is, really I got paid $3, right, in terms of current new price. And so that interest percentage on my deposit went from 1%, now it's 3%, right? Just given the price appreciation. And if that's happening month over month over month, I'm getting paid my interest in Bitcoin, then you can really see how this can compound very, very quickly and become attractive.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I've been talking about this for a year now, and especially to folks who believe in the narrative that Bitcoin could potentially become a global reserve or a store of value asset. I mean, the next best thing to buying Bitcoin, if you believe in that narrative, is lending it out and earning interest on it. It's a no-brainer. I mean, imagine you being bullish on Tesla stock or Apple stock and having the option to lend out your holdings and earn interest on it and get paid in stock rather than being paid in dollars. And to be honest, that future, I think, isn't too far away from us. I do think that once these securities become tokenized, I think things like that will become a reality for all investors. I mean, it already happens to a certain extent in the legacy world where people are able to lend their stocks and earn interest on them. It's just that that service only is available to a select few people. In fact, most brokerages actually take the stock that you have and they lend it out to margin traders and keep all of the profits to themselves. But anyhow, let me show you guys my account in action. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. You can see here I've earned about 3,000 now. I used to have a lot more deposited on Celsius. However, there's yields that are better. For example, Crypto.com, I can get up to 8% on my Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. You can get 6.2% on Blockfi. And because of that, and again, it was part of my broader strategy to mitigate my risk by spreading my crypto across multiple platforms, I decided to take some off. And also, since I own some Cell token, it puts me closer to getting that bonus. So strategically, I just thought it was a better move. I mean, it has nothing to do with the platform. I still love the platform. I still have my alts on the platform. And even though I can get a higher rate in Litecoin on Crypto.com, I still have my Litecoin here on Celsius. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. The multiplier effect that they were talking about can be illustrated here. And you can see here that I'm getting paid the same amount of Bitcoin Cash, but a different value, right? Because the price of Bitcoin Cash fluctuates. And so there's some weeks where I get paid a little bit more and some weeks where I get paid a little bit less depending on what the price is. Now, if you're very bullish on Bitcoin Cash, then again, this would be the next best thing, to lend it out and earn interest on it. Because if Bitcoin Cash goes up to $1,000, you're going to be getting paid $10 a week. So you're getting, the current rate, interest rate that I'm getting might be, in this case is around 4%. If Bitcoin Cash goes to $1,000, my effective rate is going to be close to 12%, because it's based on the principal that I deposited, right? So I bought Bitcoin Cash when it was 300. Now it's at 1,000. So the rate on the principal that I deposited is going to be roughly 12%. Moreover, if you think about it, you're basically dollar cost averaging weekly by doing this, because you're buying $3.11 worth of Bitcoin Cash every week. So you're basically stacking Bitcoin Cash on a weekly basis. The downside of using Celsius is that they don't compound. So all this new Bitcoin Cash that I'm accumulating, none of that's earning interest. It'd be really cool to see if they could offer that in the future. So even the new Bitcoin Cash that I'm getting, the $3.11 worth of Bitcoin Cash, it'd be cool if by next week it was also earning interest along with the base principal that I put in there, the original Bitcoin Cash that I put in there. Right now, the only way around that is by withdrawing all your Bitcoin Cash and redepositing it into Celsius. Even with that small downside, I still think Celsius is worth looking into. Again, you can see here that I still have tokens that I have deposited earning interest on Celsius. And where else are you going to get a variety of options like this? They support just about every stable coin. They support so many different alt tokens, and they're very good about getting the best rates. Currently, as it stands, they have the best rate for stable coins at 9.25 and up to 12% depending on how many sell tokens that you own. Now, when this says earn and sell, I forgot to go over that earlier, but you also have the option to get paid out in sell token instead of get paid in like interest. For example, I'm lending out Bitcoin Cash. I'm getting paid in Bitcoin Cash, but I can actually choose to get paid out in sell token, and they'll give me a bonus if I choose to do that. But again, coming back to the point that I was trying to make, these guys are very aggressive about making sure they have competitive rates. And moving forward, I don't see that changing. And even though they have a wide variety of tokens that they currently support, there are also other tokens in the pipeline that they'll be adding to the platform soon. Coming back to my account, you can see here at the bottom that there are other tokens that they're going to be adding too, like Algo, EOS, and they're also going to support stable coins denominated in other fiats. Now, this isn't meant to be a comprehensive review. I just wanted to give you guys a brief overview of what Celsius is offering. If you have any questions or concerns, make sure you guys put them in the comments below. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to do a review on Bitrue or NEXO. I'm just going to leave this video here. I'll make sure to do reviews on those platforms in the near future. I'm going to end this video by showing an interview with Alex. It's basically a clip where he talks about how Celsius is serving the best interest of the community. And he also takes on Binance, hits him a little bit. And I think it really encapsulates his competitive spirit. With that being said, this is CryptoOneStop signing up. I'll talk to you folks next time. Bye.
Celsius gets a lot of customers from all different exchanges. And it's because these exchanges have not done a good job of acting in their customers' best interest, right? The reason people leave or move their coins from exchanges is because these exchanges don't do what's in the customer
Let me play.
best interest.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Unseating the banks, which
Sure.
you are claiming is your agenda. Amen to that. And CZ would say the same about himself. Hype, needless to say, something that is prevalent throughout the sphere. But what's wrong with unseating the banks the way he's trying to do it?
Well, he's not. He's not helping people earn a return, right? If Binance has 1 million customers, again, 100 people are going to fill up this quota of 1.4 million in total, right? The reason they did not include BTC and ETH is because those are the most common coins. So effectively, BNB, CZ is the largest holder of BNB, and he's promoting other people to buy his own coin and make him even more rich than he is. That has nothing to do with unseating the banks or bringing the power back to the people. Bringing the power back to the people is having them earn money on their money. And that is through hodling and through interest income. And they're not doing either. Ether Classic is not a common coin. BNB is not a common coin either. So again, Celsius, 70% of our holdings are in BTC and another 15% are in Ether. Those are the two biggest things that we pay. We paid more interest than the entire Binance program, right? We pay more in interest than the entire Binance program.
And actually,
so just to put things in perspective.
No, putting in perspective, I'm quoting you, Celsius paid more in earned BTC and Ether than anyone, returning up to 80%. If you had a chance, before I will move to Osher, CZ is going to hold an AMA very early in the morning, tomorrow morning, Beijing time, obviously leading up to this launch. What would you ask him?
Well, look, the purpose of cryptocurrencies and this community was all about giving people an alternative. And yes, there are speculators who need to trade, but that is not the main purpose of cryptocurrencies. For me, the main purpose is enabling people to have a financial future, enabling them to see the light at the end of the tunnel as they work really hard and earn their money so they can have return on their money. And I think Binance needs to do more of that and less of the trading and speculating and arbitrage. So, that's our focus, that's our mission, and it's good to see that we, after a year with over 20,000 Bitcoin and 150,000 Ether, are putting, finally, the big guys have realized that they have to do something as well to return the rewards back to their community. So it's good to see some action, but this is nothing. This is not, Binance can do 10 times more than what they did here. They can do 100 times more than what they did here. And I urge CZ to, instead of pocketing all that cash, like Celsius, give 80% back to the community. That would be a bold move.